Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with Abbie and Rich. What we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is her ability to understand and respond to her formal on-leash obedience commands. The correction and the motivation that we give the dogs when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Rich is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded in his right hand. That leaves the left hand free to give any correction that is needed, and the only correction that we give here at school is a little tug and let go on the training collar. And that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Abbie's coming home with her very own training collar, and you'll be taught how to use that properly during your follow-up training session. Now she's sitting very nicely at Rich's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise I think is going to be one of the most important to you, and that is heeling. Heeling is proper walking on a leash, and the command is Abbie, heel.
Abbie, heel.
Now Abbie's job at this point is to stay next to your left leg. And we're doing this little figure 8 exercise to demonstrate her heeling skills. She's focused on her trainer, she's walking nicely, she's not passing his left leg. She's not forging ahead or lagging behind. He's talking to her to keep her motivated, and when he stops his feet, she sits automatically without being told to wait for her next command. So this is going to make walking her in public so much better for you guys. You're going to be able to relax and enjoy her, and she's going to be able to relax and be under control. You see her looking up at Rich. Border Collies were bred to work, and so we're giving her a job to do. That is to follow her commands and listen to her trainer, and with her, focus is a big thing, and self-control. Now the next exercise that Rich is going to demonstrate for you is the stay. The stay is a hand and voice command. This is a stationary exercise, so it is a one-word command. The long sit stay when you're practicing at home, and you can practice indoors as well as outdoors, is for 1 minute, working up to 3 minutes. When Rich returns back to her, and this is hard for her, he walks all the way around her, ending up back where he started at heel position, and she remains seated. And that can take days and days to teach a dog like Abbie. Because of her nervousness, she has to learn to trust you and allow you to move around behind her and look to you for leadership. And they're going to demonstrate that stay command again. And this time, instead of returning back to her, we're going to demonstrate the come on command. And we keep our voice a little low key, because if you get too hyped up with her, with the come, she comes and barrels into you. So you don't want that. You want her to come nicely and sit in front of you. And again, self-control, focus, learning to not go everywhere 100 miles an hour.
Stay.
Rich leaves her again in another sit stay. And we're going to demonstrate that recall exercise again for you. Comes right in and sits. That eliminates all that jumping she was doing. And Rich gives her a pat for praise, but he doesn't go over the top. So you see how he keeps himself very calm with her and very confident. That makes her very calm and confident as well. Now the next exercise they're going to demonstrate for you is the down from heel position. So with your dog seated at your left, you take your left open palm, push it straight down toward the ground, and give the one-word command to down. Now Rich is telling her no because she's sniffing, and that's often right before they get up, so he doesn't want her to sniff. When Rich returns back to her, he will walk all the way around her just as he did on the sit stay, as an additional distraction, and she held that. That was very good. And he heels her right out of that. Now all of these exercises are to be practiced in your home, outside of your home, on a daily basis to keep her sharp, give her a job to do, and give you the calmer dog that you want. This exercise is Abbie's brain. Your long down stay when you're practicing, right in your living room, 3 to 5 minutes. Rich will use her name and call her in. She comes in very nicely and sits. Back to heel. And when she didn't do it, you saw that little tug and he said no. Now the very last exercise is the hardest for Abbie. This is your down from a distance, and it's not because she doesn't know it, it's because you're not right next to her, so she tests. Rich is going to leave her in a sit stay, turn and face the dog, use his right hand to give the command and tell her to down. Very good. Now we have demonstrated for you all of the formal on-leash obedience commands with Abbie. We think she's done a fabulous job, and believe it or not, we have not used her bark collar since she's been here. That's not to say she hasn't barked, but she hasn't barked to excess. We have really enjoyed having her. Thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.